So a few days ago, this woman, Ashley, was trending because she sent out an SOS trying to figure out where Charles Withers was. And it seemed like the whole internet converged and found Charlie. Now, come to find out, he was a chef. Well, and then he was a chef on Chopped. But there has been more that the nerdy. So, this is the Nerdy Pink Panda. She has a whole playlist, as you can see right here, the Charles Withers saga. Now, we had already said that she found Charles Withers. The internet found him. They found him in these dating sites. But this man, he's on Chopped. He started a restaurant. Now, he started a restaurant, sold gift cards, and then didn't honor them. He didn't pay his staff. And then the Nerdy Pink Panda, in one of these videos on her playlist, found his daddy's job. And basically, daddy said, okay, he's going to come in and pay off these debts that his son Charlie put out there. But this is not the first time Daddy Withers had to come in and clean up Charlie's mess. So if you're on TikTok, go over to the Nerdy Pink Panda in the playlist. If you're on my YouTube channel, I'm about to show you some of her playlists. All right, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. What the internet is doing and connecting people, finding folks, uncovering cheating is just amazing. It's kind of crazy. But the Nerdy Pink Panda is on top of all of it. All right, like, comment, subscribe, follow. We're going to stay on top of Charlie.
Hey Charles, turns out that you are currently employed as a private chef for somebody quite famous. And I bet he would love to hear all about that money you stole. You see, not only did he not pay the employees, not only did he sell gift cards to people that he never reimbursed them for, knowing that the restaurant was going to close, not only did you take a huge deposit for a wedding, only to not tell them that the restaurant had closed and they showed up at it. Oh no, let's talk about the $150,000 you stole from an investor to open up a second restaurant that never happened. Yep, he's a con artist, folks. And yet somehow Charlie has still managed to worm his way into the good graces of the elite. Because he is currently the private chef for Taylor Sheridan, the producer of Yellowstone. And how do I know this? Well, here's Taylor and his wife. And just yesterday on Instagram, his wife Nicole posted this. Oh! Well, would you look at that? It's Charles Withers, America's scumbag. I'm sure Nicole would be very interested to know what's going on with her private chef. Last thing we would want is for her and her husband to be tricked into some sort of investment partnership. So who wants to go let her know? Well, we found where Charlie works and discovered more fraud. But it turns out Charlie Withers not only didn't pay his employees, not only sold hundreds of gift cards knowing that the restaurant was going to close and never reimbursed people for them, not only did he take a wedding deposit, not inform the wedding party that the restaurant had closed, and they showed up, not only did he steal $150,000 from an investor to open a second restaurant that never happened. Oh no, Charlie didn't even finish paying for the first restaurant that he owned. He lied to the said investor, telling him that the debt for his first restaurant was completely done. The people who spent 10 years building up the sea salt that he owned ended up having to pay about $150,000 themselves because he ran off. They had to pay off the landlord that owned the building still, just so they could take possession of the restaurant and try and sell it, which ended up being essentially worthless because Charlie left the restaurant in such disrepair. Then it was discovered that Charlie currently works as a private chef for Taylor Sheridan, the producer of Yellowstone. How do we know this? Because his wife, Nick Sheridan, posted this 2 days ago on her Instagram. Oh, look at Charlie, oh! Now they've turned off the comments on their Instagrams, but Taylor Sheridan recently bought a whole bunch of restaurants in the Dallas area, and something tells me that he is a part of it. Obviously, I have no proof of that, but this man has been able to weasel and trick enough people that I'm confident in that. His family and their lawyer all said that they were going to pay these people. The original restaurant owner, the investor, the staff members that he stiffed. After that initial communication, they ghosted everybody. However, that is still an oral contract, which means they are in breach. I'm in the process of tracking down Anthony Withers, aka Daddy, but the UK Sun and Inside Edition have both contacted me about doing stories. I've also been contacted by several restaurant advocacy groups, and I'm passing their information along to the people that have been wronged by this man. So stick around, it should be fun. Just call me Karma, cause I'm gonna get you. I found Daddy! Everybody meet Anthony Withers. This is the man who promised to pay the staff and ghosted. This is the man who promised to pick up Charles' debts and didn't. This is the man who has helped cover up and enable his son's crimes. Which, by the way, I have more info on that. We'll circle back, though. Not only is Anthony Withers a banker, but he's the former CEO of the biggest East African and Indian bank, who retired early for personal and family reasons. But according to this article out of Africa, he was said to have closed his eyes to operations in the banks. AKA shady shit was happening under his watch. But perhaps it has something to do with Charlie committing fraud up and down the East and Gulf Coast. According to my sources, this man has been committing fraud and theft since 2015 at least. So now I'm reaching out to find anybody else who has worked with him, specifically in New Orleans and Florida. This man is a con artist and a sociopath who just jumps from city to city, leaving a wake of destruction in his path. And Anthony Withers has enabled this path of destruction. When the mother of his grandchildren came to him for help, he told her to, quote, kick rocks. I imagine this is embarrassing to a man of your position. To you rich Brits, your reputation means everything. So I suggest you have that lawyer contact all those people again, and you lay out a timeline to get these people their checks.